Alright, so this is a very first for me, just to see if people like this, if it works, because it kind of works for Siege. Don't know if it's going to work for Overwatch, but if it works for Overwatch, it works for Overwatch, and I'll do more. This is basically just a test. I'm going to do heroes in 10 minutes or less, instead of 5 minutes or less like I do with Siege, because there's more to explain with heroes in Overwatch, but I'm still going to try to keep it short and sweet and memorable so that you can bring it into your own games and try shit out. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's just how it is. So we're starting with Rein. Rein, 10 minutes or less. The very fucking first thing, you're going to want to learn is the hammer. Some people, when they're starting with Rein, will literally just do this, which does hit both. Two things. One, the hammer alternates direction with every swing. So it starts from the right to the left, and then from the left to the right on second swing. What you can do to extend the range of your swing is lean into where the hammer is and turn with the hammer, because it won't increase the range like in front of you, but it will increase the range to the side. Like if I swing right here, it's only going to hit that first bot, but if I turn while I'm hitting him, I'll also hit the bot next to him. It doesn't increase the forward range, but it like stretches out the width. So yeah, that's the basics on the hammer. His charge. This is what you see every fucking Rein who doesn't know how to play Rein do, where they will let me find a good bot. So what I will see Reins do is they will be safe with their team. Let's pretend this is where the team is. Find an enemy and just kind of go for this million-mile charge into Narnia. Here's the issue with that. Your team is all the way not there. Your team is all the way up there. So now you've charged into the middle of Narnia. You have no support, probably. You may or may not have even gotten that kill. You may have gotten slept. You may have gotten crowd controlled. Do not do long charges. Barely even do short charges. If you're going to charge someone, do it against a wall or against a cliff where you're guaranteed to not get shot at the end. If you can charge into your team, that is what you should be doing. If you're charging into the enemy team, it doesn't matter if you get the kill you were going for, because then you die, they get the trade, and the tank is usually one of the most valuable things you can lose, aside from supports. So yeah, if you're going to charge, don't charge into the enemy team. Try to hit something. Don't go for this like 50-mile charge through Narnia. Let me get my charge back. If you're going to charge against a lane like this and you can get someone, try to grind against the wall so you still get that kill. Next up is Fire Strike, and this is honestly pretty fucking easy to go over. Fire Strike does 100 damage, it pierces barriers, and it goes through enemies. So instead of just stopping at an enemy, it will hit both. You're going to be using Fire Strike effectively on fucking cooldown, because this is going to be the fastest way you get shattered during the game. Literally, if you are peeking an angle and you have a guess where the enemy is, you can just kind of and get your charge. Best case, you hit someone twice with Fire Strike, you get a shit ton of charge, you get a kill on a 200 health target. Worst case, you miss, which is not that bad. You can literally, I have no problem with people spamming this shit, because that's how you're going to get shatter. Your shield. I'm going to go over Rein's shield and his health, because these are kind of the same thing. What I'll see people do is literally just walk forward with shield and, sit there and let their team do the work. It's an idea. It's not a good one. What you want to do is kind of find a way to reach them. Use the shield to block damage as it's coming in. You can take little bits of chip damage. Chip damage is no problem. When you are up in front of the enemy, you should not be putting your shield up. Like, you should not have your shield up when you're in front of the enemy. What you should be doing is use your armor health to actually, take the fight. You can take damage as long as you have armor health. If you have okay, let me get into a side tangent here. So here's the flow you want to go with Rein. Here's the flow. I know this is a janky order, but here's the flow you want to go with. Use your shield to move up. Not to block damage, especially chip damage. Use it to move. Don't be a wall, because this is a waste. This right here is a fucking waste. You're losing health on your shield for no reason. Use it to move and block big amounts of damage, and when you're in front of the enemy, watch your armor health. Fight to your heart's content until that armor health is gone, and when you lose your armor health, that is when you use your shield to back out. Use your shield, get to hard cover, and give your team time to heal you, you know, let your armor health recover, let your shield recover, and then when your shit's recovered again, when you have your team and you're healed and you have your armor health, go fight with your armor health again. Your armor health is basically the timer you're going to use in a fight. When you have armor health, fight. When you don't have armor health, leave. Because when you don't have armor health, you are going to be a lot easier to kill, and the enemy is going to be calling to take you down because you don't have your armor health. So, you know, go in with shield, fight with armor health. You lose your armor health, start backing out with shield and go to hard cover. Get your armor health, fight with armor health, etc., etc., etc. Armor health is your timer. Go in with armor health, leave when you run out. Go in with armor health, leave when you come out, and use your shield to make sure you still have your armor health going in. And actually move with your shield. Don't do this. Don't just be a wall. Actually move up and be a tank. And the very last thing is shatter, which is, I forget the duration of the stun, but it's pretty significant. If someone's close to you, they're going to take more damage. The one farther away will only take 50. So try to, you know, if you can hit someone head on, you're going to do a lot of fucking damage. But, you know, once you get the stun on someone, you can, you know, fire strike, you can charge. There's like an optimal combo. I'm gonna be real, I keep forgetting it. I just keep forgetting it. When you have shatter, don't just, you know, shatter freely. Don't shatter freely. It is very rare you will get a shatter where you can get like a 4 or 5k. You need to talk with your team. You need to coordinate. You need to tell your team, you know, hey, I'm gonna shatter this fight. I'm gonna look for the shatter. Your team, if they are listening to you, will help you get the shatter kills. But you have to pay attention to, you know, if your team's in position, if your team is ready, and then you land, you know, you land the shatter, everyone's down, you throw your fire strikes to do damage, and your team helps get those kills. Shatter on its own is not a killing ult, it is a setup ult that you use to get kills with your team. On its own, shatter does not get the kills, it is the follow-up to the shatter that gets the kills. And yeah, that's the best I can summarize Ryan in 10 minutes or less in a really sloppy format. And yeah, if you guys like this, let me know. I'll start doing these for more heroes, probably mostly tanks, because I am a tank main at heart. And if you guys don't like it, I'll just stop doing them. And yeah, peace.